Welcome back. In 2021, the Indian unit of Dentsu Group was rocked by a series of senior-level exits and a lot of rumors and confusion around the fate of agencies and talent within the group. Post this, Dentsu in India made significant changes and rejigged its leadership to script a turnaround. But then, Narayan Devanathan, who had taken charge at Dentsu back then, after all the old and familiar faces had left, also left Dentsu. Now, after many months restructuring and getting new leaders, things seem to be finally falling back in place for the agency group. Devanathan is also back in office. He has taken up a consulting role as Group Chief Strategic Advisor. The agency also appointed Harsha Razdan as Chief Executive for its South Asia office. This post was vacant since the sudden exit of its former CEO, Anand Bhadkamkar, who quit in September 2021. We got up with Harsh and he says, firstly, he wants to bring in stability at Dentsu. Listen in. Harsh, welcome to CNBC TV18.
Thank you.
So, taking on a new role at Dentsu after what the agency has been through over the past couple of years, almost like an apocalypse, so to speak. Tell us, what were your initial thoughts? What was your perception of the agency when you decided to take up this challenge?
So I did know that there were these challenges which were existing, not only in Dentsu but generally in the agency world. But I was actually captivated by the opportunity and the vision which our Japanese colleagues and my boss Rob had pasted. It was all around the new One Dentsu, trying to shape the future and not doing what was done only in the past. It connected to a lot of my early experiences, and I thought that if you join the two, it'll be one hell of a ride here.
Harsh, now speaking about your earlier roles, you have been with FMCG companies, yes, but your most recent roles, previous roles have been with big consulting firms. How, according to you, were you well placed or set up to take a group agency kind of a role within an advertising agency kind of a setup?
I understood the client side when I was at PepsiCo and Unilever. And the experience at Accenture gave me a well-rounded view of digital transformation and what the new age digital looks like. That's what clients are looking forward to. The last 5 years at KPMG, I was in a client and solutions role, listening to clients, trying to serve their needs through whatever we had at hand. And the biggest learning after coming in here is also that clients have been telling me, listen to us. You people have not been listening to us. Listen to us and work will come your way.
So you're telling us the previous leaders were not listening to the clients within Dentsu?
No, I won't say that. I think it's just about the feeling that clients have. Perhaps we've not paid enough attention to what the clients are saying. And we assume that the solutions we have are what the clients want. I think at times you may not have the answers, but you should have a discussion, say this is something I would advise you to get done by X, Y, and Z, but be honest about it. I don't think most of us, including I, have been honest all the time, but I think that's the only way which you can go by.
Yeah, and this role that you've taken of a CEO has been vacant since Anand Bhadkamkar left in 2021. So when you joined, I believe in May, what was your immediate mandate when you joined Dentsu back then?
The first thing was stabilizing Dentsu. We didn't have a CEO for 2.5 years, as you said, making people feel comfortable. Making them feel that there's someone who is going to listen to them. A lot of things happened in the last 2.5 years, and there was a lot of confusion between the region and the global team and what they were trying to interpret versus India. We now have stability. You see stability in our leadership, stability in terms of how we're going forward, stability in terms of pitch to our clients. I think that was the biggest thing in the first 3 to 4 months, and now we move on from there.
So much of the stability has been achieved. Also, some of the old hands like Narayan Devanathan, he has returned, although in the consulting role at Dentsu. Tell us, how has the client perception about Dentsu changed today? There was, of course, erosion of client trust that we have seen, over what happened over the events that we've seen over the past 2.5 years. So tell us, how has the client perception changed?
Client perception has remained pretty solid over the last few years, I must say. It has gone down, but I've visited about 60 to 70 CEOs, CMOs over the last 5 months. Each of them say something that, thank you for coming and meeting me. Thank you for telling us the new story about Dentsu. Thank you for being a different person to what we've seen in the general agency world. And every time we've been called to a pitch, I realized that I thought we were underestimating ourselves. Yes, we've had a few glitches around some losses, but we also had many wins. Some of them we can talk about, some of them I can't. But I think I've been pleasantly surprised at the kind of brand equity Dentsu had and the way we are bouncing back.
What are some of the wins that have happened over the past couple of months? I know the losses since the start of the year with, some of the bigger ones to name were, of course, Reckitt and Maruti Suzuki. How are you replacing, that lost business? Has any big client come to replace that?
Yeah, lots of them. I think we've had Berger Paints with us, Aditya Birla Capital, Talk Pharmaceuticals, we've got Express by Daily Hunt, we've got a number of other clients which are also sort of falling into our kitty.
Yeah, so exciting times for, advertising agency business now. So much of uptake when it comes to usage of tech, generative AI-related solutions. What is your strategy in that direction? Both, of course, the talent strategy and overall organization strategy.
So I think our philosophy very clearly for South Asia will be to be a agency which is at the intersection of marketing, technology and consulting.
Marketing, technology and
consulting. That's the intersection of sweet spot for us. If you need any help or any discussion around marketing or the tech that deals with it and you want to be talked to, we are the people to go for. If you talk of one level lower, and this is something our global president, Hiro-san also talks about, we want to be a B2B to S firm, business to society firm. Do the right thing for society in everything that you sort of launch. Have society in mind, do the right thing for society and start defining your niche when you talk about society. And the second thing he talks about is being a people-centered transformation company. And it's not, it doesn't mean you become an HR transformation company, but very clearly we believe we understand the psyche of our consumers better, psyche of our clients' consumers better, psyche of our own people better, psyche of clients' people better. So try and do something in that space which we know about and try and build an equity around that.
And how are you doing that? Because people problem is one of the biggest problem that this industry faces today. And in the past 2.5 years that we have seen, Dentsu has lost sizable amount of talent, some renowned names from the advertising industry. So how are you attracting that new talent to Dentsu and also trying to retain the existing talent that has done really well at, let's say, global awards or, when it comes to big campaigns?
So there's a history in terms of why we lost quite a lot of good talent, because we had acquired a lot of companies at one point in time. And then we realized that clients were telling us it was getting very complicated for them to understand who to reach out to. If you have 18 or 19 companies and each of them has a CEO and a CMO and a chief people officer, it becomes difficult to maneuver. Dentsu realized that and decided we'll sort of bucket it into a few master brands. Yes, it was unfortunately lost some of the talent. The current talent, I think, is with us, and you've seen a lot of new people also joining us. We've had Jose Leon joining us, we've had Sanchi joining us, Narayan, you just mentioned, and a lot of people started to come back seeing the vision that we have. Youngsters, and I think that's the big thing we're trying to solve for very clearly. We're trying to do a lot of different things. For example, we've launched something called as a Next Generation Council in our company. There are strategic things that I'm working on. We picked up 30 of the young and budding leaders, divide them into teams, and they work directly with the leadership team. They feel involved in sort of creating the new Dentsu. For example, we had this experience center come up. I said, let's get them involved. Let's get our design team involved and design something which they want. Let's not get outside architects to design it. Let people own what they're doing. So we're trying to pull them together, trying to make them feel a part of Dentsu. That doesn't mean we are ready for the future. This is sort of just getting them engaged into the current. We will have to look at a lot of upskilling, lots of upskilling. We'll have to pick on people from outside the industry and mix and match them to create the new Dentsu. At the same time, I believe that youngsters will learn much faster than me, for sure. If I give them a chance, they will do much, much better than all of us.
So, when I had joined this industry and, even till last couple of years, my perception of Dentsu has been like, this aggressive person. I'm glad you brought up acquisitions, aggressively acquiring tech forward, digital organizations, startups, very, very aggressively. As a leader and as a new leader of Dentsu, what is the direction that you want to take going forward?
So it's a very interesting question you say, because I think we've reached a stage where we've got a reasonable degree of capabilities. So we have a two-pronged approach. One is grow organically and nurture existing talent and keep growing at a particular place. We are still in search for acquisitions in the new age digital tech marketing domain, and we will pick up companies which fit our strategic needs. But this time it will be calculated movements in direction rather than the rapid, aggressive, acquisitive company that you talked about.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Bani.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.